stony surface and a lot of jumps as well. Tight and twisty, so quite a technical track. Fastest time for the local hero, Attilio Bignotti. But there are plenty of other favourites in with a chance as well. Martins, Smets and Bonen, top three riders in the course of the year so far. Johansson and Delapine, the winner from Luxembourg as well. Local man, Cavatorta, oldest rider in the competition. And Trampus Parker, looking a little bit anxious before the start of the event. Pignotti also taking a look at the start. And his fellow Italian Rossi. And Shane and Daryl King, the two brothers ready for the start of the event. So a big crowd gathered together to watch this Italian round of the World Championship. And with quite a few people to cheer on, but particularly fastest man in the qualifying, Attilio Bignotti. Away they go at the start of the race then. And that charge to the first corner to see who can squeeze in there. And number 17 goes straight down. And that's James Marsh, British rider James Marsh, straight down at the start of the race. And what a disaster for him. And it looks as though Bignotti may have well got caught up in that particular little drama at the first corner. And that's disappointment for the local fans as well. So up front, it looks as though it's Gerald Delapine, number 20, who's taken the early lead, the Belgian, ahead of Trampus Parker, the American who lives in Italy. So he'll be out for a good result here. He's married to an Italian, and so a lot of the fans will be cheering on Trampus Parker here as he chases after Gerald Delapine. There's Parker, number 99 in second place. Third place is number 15, Johan Bonen now. He's got ahead of Peter Hemmen, who was up there, with Daryl King also pretty well up. But, in fact, Trampus Parker's come in front now. So Parker, very fired up, has managed to find a way past Gerald Delapine. Trampus Parker on the KTM, 27 years old. And, well, having a pretty good season so far. Second place overall in the first 3 rounds of the championship in Portugal, Austria and in Switzerland as well. Trampus Parker has been very, very consistent. Worst result of the year so far was last round in Luxembourg, but here he's certainly going well. Delapine still in second position. And then in third, Johan Bonen, another Belgian, another of the top Belgians in the series this year. But nobody at the moment can touch Trampus Parker. There's Delapine, second place. The winner from Luxembourg. Third place, Johan Bonen. But for Trampus Parker, he's just managed to open up enough of an advantage over Delapine that he can just sort of get into his rhythm now, concentrate on keeping it as smooth as possible. Battle for second, definitely beginning to develop a touch. Bonen closing up, I would say. Just a touch as they continue on this race. Definitely Delapine coming under greater pressure now. There is Delapine. There still is Johan Bonen. Can't quite close it up as much as he would want. And then behind him, Daryl King. With Michael Young not far behind as well. Michael Young, American, consistent top 10 rider. And, getting into the action a little bit more here. There he is, number 97, riding the Italian bike, the Vertemati. So out for a good result on home territory, and this course seems to suit him pretty well. There in second place, ahead of Delapine, you can see Johan Bonen is ahead of him now. And in fact, Daryl King is not far behind as well. Michael Young also close on the battle, number 97. Oh, and Delapine goes back past. Bonen seems to make a little mistake there. Just ran a touch wide. Bonen on the Husqvarna. Just losing a bit of ground, and that certainly made a bit of a difference. So Delapine back into second place. And in fact, no, where is Trampus Parker? We haven't seen Trampus Parker. And it looks as though Parker out with some sort of problem. Engine problems being reported as the trouble for Trampas Parker, and so this becomes the battle for the lead that Delapine and Bonin are having. Delapine now, in fact, pulling away from Bonin. In fact, Bonin has been passed. He looks as though he's got some sort of engine trouble as well. Bit of smoke from the back of his bike, as you can see, puffing away there as he goes up the hill. And it's Michael Young who's now come up into second position. So our race leader, Gerald Delapine, took his first victory in Luxembourg a couple of weeks ago. And now it looks as though he's going to take another win as well. Peter Johansson there, number 95. Well, he had a terrible start. He was down in 13th at the beginning of the race, but he's now got himself up into 4th position. So that's an excellent effort indeed. But up front, it looks as though Delapine is going to win. Bonin in trouble, in fact, out of the race altogether. So that's a great disappointment for him. But Delapine is coming through to take the victory. That's his second ever heat win in the 500cc World Championship Motocross. And a great result. In fact, he's lost his saddle. You can have a look there. He's got no saddle on that bike, but he still manages to take the win. So there are the results. Delapine from Young and Johansson, with Machlinger and Kaplani. So the top guys in the championship, Joel Smets, Trampas Parker, Daryl King, all not scoring too well in that first heat. Well, talking of Peter Johansson, and he's had a pretty consistent run so far this year, finished third overall in Luxembourg, the previous round of the championship. Let's take a more detailed look at the 29-year-old Swede. Well, he's in his first season of a 500cc competition, the number 95 rider, after some 10 years of riding a Yamaha in the 250cc motocross class. Best result was a 4th place overall in 1991, but he has been 5 times the Swedish champion. He says that he got a bit fed up with the 250cc because it wasn't quite as demanding technically as the 500cc. And now he's certainly enjoying the challenge of having to ride the bike properly. He's qualified electrician, but never quite got round to being an electrician because the bike riding took over. He's unmarried but has a daughter that's 11 months old and lives near Gothenburg, does a lot of skiing and loves riding enduro riding as well. Very consistent rider, but a bit of a slow starter. And if it wasn't for some of his slow starts, he could have been on the podium several times already. Well, in fact, this year he's had some good results. Been in the top 3 4 times in 5 races. And Husqvarna providing the bike, but it's not a works bike. He's with the German Zupin team. Husqvarna 610cc, single cylinder, about 65 brake horsepower. Remember, the 4-stroke bikes running with a greater capacity than the 2-stroke 500cc's. Well, he's been outperforming the factory riders this year so far, and so far he's been always in the top 10, except for one heat in Loket, where he had mechanical troubles. So Peter Johansson, the Swede, having a good season so far. Right, we're ready for the second heat now, just about. And can Gerald Delapine repeat the victory from the first one? Trampas Parker back out with a repaired bike. Oh, and there's a bit of bumping and boring going on the charge to the first bend. And diving in there. Well, Delapine was well up there, number 20, definitely in the lead group into that first. Oh, somebody's fallen, somebody's taken a tumble. And well, that was Hemmen, and also Michael Young's in trouble. Oh, that's a shame. The man who finished in second place in that first race, and he's out of the event before this second race has really got underway. But indeed, it is Gerald Delapine in the lead of the race. But there is the Italian local hero right behind him, Attilio Pignotti, number 29. Now remember, he fell in the first race, but he's out to make amends in this second heat. So Delapine from Pignotti, and you can hear the crowd going wild as their man gets close. Number 4 then is good, Jan van Doorn. There's Trampas Parker. Now then, can he make up for the disappointment of that first heat? Marvin Anstey was just behind him there, another British rider on his Honda. The rest of the field going through, and that's in trouble is Joel Smets. And well, he's really not having a very good run so far in this event in Italy. There's Jackie Martins a little further back, and there out of the race is Johan Bonin. Well, there is his bike parked up trouble with the rear wheel, broken rear wheel. You can see the spokes sticking out. And, well, that's a big disappointment for Johan Bonen. So it really is quite different for the championship point of view this weekend. Delapine leading from Pignotti second, then Van Dorn in third. Trampers Parker there, number 99, in fourth place. Van Dorn going well. The man from the Netherlands, 30-year-old on his Honda. Another consistent man. Won 2 Grand Prix last year. So seeing if he can improve on that this season. Trampers Parker. Oh, and it looks as though the local man's taken the lead. Pignotti gets in front of Delapine. So Pignotti now really beginning to pull away. Big advantage already being opened up by him. Quite surprising. And look at this, Trampers Parker is now trying to take that third place. Can't quite do it yet. Further back is Joel Smets, and in fact he's quite a long way down the order. There is our race leader, Pignotti. Delapine, second place. Trampers Parker right behind him. Then after Parker comes Van Dorn. Jackie Martins fighting back from 38th place up into 20th place after a poor start. Still leading, Pignotti. Then Trampers Parker now into second place, so he's going well. Remember, he had a fall a couple of weeks ago in Luxembourg and got a shoulder injury, so it's a good effort from Trampers Parker. Delapine gone through, then Van Dorn. And this is a good effort from him in the lead group for the first time really this year. Further back, Peter Johansson. Again, he had a bad start, so he's having to work hard to find his way back up the order. Joel Smets, well, he's decided just about to give up. Not having much fun on the 4-stroke Kuiserberg. Trampers Parker going through. In fact, he's in front now. So Trampers Parker has taken the lead from Pignotti. There's Pignotti down to second place. So Trampers Parker coming through. And after the disappointment of that first heat, is he going to be able to take the win in this second heat? There's Pignotti down to second position. Still Delapine in third. And this is good news for Trampers Parker in the championship. Remember, second place in the series behind Joel Smets, but Joel Smets, as we know, out of the race, and that's going to give Trampers Parker, with a good result here, a good chance of catching him up. Johan Bonen with his girlfriend standing at the side. But with just a couple of laps to go, oh, Van Dorn has got past Delapine now, so there's a bit of a change. This is certainly one of the best events we've seen. And there's Peter Johansson, the man we were talking about earlier, the Swede, out with problems with his Husqvarna, so that's disappointing for him. Trampers Parker, though, going through easily, and it looks as though he's going to take his third heat win of the season so far. Excellent performance from Trampers Parker. He comes through and takes the victory, and some very useful points in the championship. Through in second place, Gerard Delapine. And he, in fact, with that second place and the win in the first heat, takes the overall victory. So it's the second time that he's managed to take the overall victory, with that win in Luxembourg in the previous round of the championship. So Delapine really has come on strong. They're the results from that second heat, with Pignotti second, Van Dorn third, Delapine in fourth, doing enough to take the overall win. There you can see the overall positions. Delapine from Pignotti, with Trampers Parker fourth place overall, but that in the championship is excellent from his point of view, with Joel Smets finishing down in 13th place overall on his number 3 machine. And although Joel Smets continues to lead the championship, it's now been reduced to just 6 points, the lead over Trampers Parker. Stefan